81 Power Drink. Proud sponsors of Glasgow Rangers Football Club. We are not just an energy drink, we are lifestyle. Take the power. '81 Power Drink. Take the power.
Podcast. It's Wednesday evening with my special host Stan Gordon. I'm Lindsay Glenn, featuring Rangers bars all around the world. Sponsored by 81 Power Drink, the official energy drink partner of Glasgow Rangers Football Club. Rangers without doubt taking power on the pitch, with 2p from each drink going towards our veterans. Don't forget to check out their website with the link on the screen and use our discount code BARS4GERS to get your 10% off. Also, we have our associate sponsors who have gotten involved with our amazing show: Staunch Freds, Teddy Bears Pins. Well, you know what that is, don't you? Or a lot of people will know what that is. Pink Gorilla Wall Art and Pie Sports. Okay, so keep listening in on the show as we have a fantastic prize giveaway in partnership with our sponsors, and we will be announcing the winner of the fabulous prizes a bit later on in the show. And remember, if you're on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe to our show, or if you're on any other of our social media platforms, like, comment and share. So now that I've got that out of the way, that was a bit of a tongue twister, let's welcome on to our show tonight. We have Robert from the Louden bar at Ibrox. We have Jane from the Black Bull in Cambuslang. And all the way from Benidorm, we have Wilma from the Ibrox bar. And of course, not forgetting Stan. How you all doing?
I'm doing
How is
fine.
you all? How is all doing?
Fantastic.
Very well.
Absolutely
Brilliant.
Could I just say it's a Louden Tavern?
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, we have the Louden Tavern from Ibrox.
I expected a more professional approach, but I'm suffering.
This is going to be some show tonight, I'll tell you. Right, so I'm just going to start our show off because I know we've got a blether on the show tonight. So I'll start with yourself. Can I call you Rab or is it Robert? I just want to be professional.
Well, my mother calls me Robert, but she's dead, so nobody will take offence.
Right, okay. So, right, Rab, how's the last 12 months been for you?
Oh, it's been super. I've never had so much free time in my life. The business is not very good right enough. Listen, everybody's the same. It's more about saving lives than it is about worrying about money just now, although it's going to be a worry for everybody, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, we're all sat around the table, we're all running pubs and everyone is suffering, but so is 95% of the country. So I think it's a bit crass to talk about money when people are losing their lives.
Yep, definitely. What about yourselves, Jane? How has it been?
pretty much the same. It's been tough, but we've all felt it tough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a struggle, but you've just got to continue looking forward, focusing.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be a bit driven.
Yep, definitely.
Do you not think that the hospitality's had the biggest brunt of this unfairly? I definitely feel that SNP in particular in Scotland has just never helped any of us in the hospitality industry whatsoever. They seem to be putting barriers up for us, and I know what Rab's saying there, that we're saving lives and that's the main thing, that's what we want to do, but I just feel a lot of things could have been different for us going forward. I was talking to you before the show started there about my own personal things with the pub today. I mean, it's frozen today and frozen yesterday, and it wasn't great on Monday. And I'm sitting inside frozen. Their guys are not even sitting down in their seats because it's that cold. And I mean, are they no safer inside? I've got guys at 70-year-old with a big coat on and a hat, sitting having a couple of beers outside to get out. And I just don't think it's right,
I think it could have been done different, Stan, but to be fair to them, when this happened, nobody knew it was going to come into it. Nobody knew. I think the British government have been really good with the financial help.
Aye,
we all know it's not enough, but it's still better than what we could have expected. And I think I will reserve my judgment on the politicians till it all comes out after this event. I think it'd be very easy to blame everybody. But at the end of the day, and on your point, I don't think the hospitality was the worst hit. I think the airline industry was the worst hit.
Yeah.
But we're in the hospitality, that's what we're talking about. But I feel sorry for everybody that's involved. The people's worked all their life, and all of a sudden, they've lost businesses. They've nothing to do with them. They've just lost businesses. The people splitting up. There's young girls and young boys going missing because of mental health because of this. So when you take that into consideration, I feel a bit embarrassed about complaining about the pub.
I
You
know,
what I mean?
I know, I understand that. And that, like, when you were saying about airlines and that there, Wilma, how's it been for yourself, obviously, being in Benidorm?
It's been absolutely terrible because people are not allowed to come. The Ibrox bar is a British bar for the British people, for the Rangers supporters, and they just can't come over. I mean, Brexit's been a big effect also because you have to be a resident to be able to come here now. I know we have been allowed to open longer than you have over there, but we haven't got any people. And the Spanish government has not been good like the British government have helped people. And the Spanish government has just been absolutely terrible to us. But we're still surviving and we keep going. As Robert says, people are losing their lives. We're all in the same boat. Some boats are sinking quicker than others. That's the problem. But we have to keep fighting on. And, the Ibrox bar, I've got 3 businesses to keep afloat, and it's been very, very difficult. And mental health, and, I see older men here. They're here on holiday. Well, they've been here for, quite a long time, and they've got nobody. So, I bring them into the bar and look after them. But it's been a toll on everybody. Who thought this would have lasted as long as it did? When we were told to shut for 2 weeks, I thought they meant 2 weeks. Not a year later down the line, we're still in the same position.
Yeah.
Yep. I know. What I was going to... Sorry, I did have a wee question to ask you as well, because I know we have obviously just opened up since Monday. So one of the questions I had to ask is if you have had outdoor space, what's this been like for you from Monday? How have you been getting on? So, Stan, I know you've been open.
I just touched on it earlier there. I opened on Monday, and what I've done is I put in for an occasional licence for outside, Lindsay. Mm-hmm. And I had a bit of hassle with the South Lanarkshire Council again to get it open, which I'm not happy about. I was talking about earlier, and I'm taking it through the Labour Party. I'm not happy, and I think it was picked on a wee bit because we're a Rangers in a Unionist pub, and I feel some of the emails I got after them, they weren't helping us anyway at all. So I've took it through the council. I've got a meeting with one of the Labour councillors tomorrow to speak about it because I'm not happy. But we opened there, and as I said, we touched on it earlier on there. And now I feel the weather's no right for us in Scotland. That's okay. The likes of Wilma in Spain and Benidorm and things like that, there's only places allowed for you outside. But we don't know one day, the next day, what our weather's going to be. We've got a big match coming up as one of our big games as an Old Firm. You know yourself, Robert, you're going to be outside with just special guests on Sunday. What if it rains?
I'm closed.
What if it rains and listen, you've got everything, all your bills are back to pay again when you open. I had 4 people standing outside today because the weather was that bad at the biggest peak I had when I was working. And if the weather's bad, you're not going to get people. And as I said before, I don't think it's working for us.
We're quite fortunate. We've got enough covered area to cover the 220 people that will be allowed in. But I think the biggest problem is Sky then kicks in. See, with this massive bill every month, I think in your case it's £1,180 or something, and you get 2 games. You'll get the Celtic game, then you get the Aberdeen game, and then that's us to August,
yeah,
the 31st of July if the fans are allowed in. So I think the pressure will mount on a lot of people. But as I say, we're fortunate. We've got a massive beer garden outside. I don't know if it's fortunate. We did spend a lot of money doing it over the years, but I feel sorry for the boys like yourself. You're trying everything you can. You've got no outside space. It's a joke.
No, exactly.
I mean, you shouldn't be eating that. You shouldn't be eating furlong. You should be eating thermal underwear for it. You know what I mean? It's that cold.
No, definitely. And what you were saying there, I mean, even when we did open inside, come into the last lockdown there with social distancing and all that, and you could be sitting in the pub there and you're signing in and you're doing the right thing, getting your temperature took, and everybody knows everybody. Most people are all regulars. And they're sitting in there and they're social distancing, they're doing the right thing, but they can leave there and go to the chip shop and walk into the chip shop without a mask on, get a fish shop or say, I'll get a bottle of wine out the off licence and away down the road, I'll nip into Asda, get some out of Asda. And there's no track and trace for any of them. But when we were open, we were track and tracing with everybody. The police could come in and say, or the authorities could come in and say to you, Listen, by the way, said, we've got a guy here that's tested positive when we was in here, and we could tell everybody it was in that day. But could anybody in Asda tell you where they were, or anybody in a fish and chip shop, or anybody in a...
I think the problem with supermarkets, I don't think they should have track and trace. I think they should have crush barriers. There's that many people in it.
Exactly.
And you go in, and the music's on, and they told us to stop playing music because it would spread. No, I'm sorry, I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 minute, that playing music or playing the TV in a pub helps cause spread of virus.
I agree with you. And a thing I noticed, I know, we had the televisions on and you weren't allowed to turn them up to listen to the football, right? So see if you're in a pub, try it. If you're in a pub and you've got your tellies on and there's no sound, everybody shouts at each other and talks.
They talk, I know.
See if the telly's on and there's people listening to the game, they're not talking to each other. So it's worse.
It is a lot worse.
I think the problem with the politicians, both the UK government and the Edinburgh Assembly, is that they never ask the people that run the pubs.
No, they didn't.
No.
They never says, what do you think? You know what I mean?
No.
And I think most people that run pubs would have said, look, shut the end, shut that, keep this open. And I think it came and gone with them, or come and go with them, or whatever. And I think it'd have been a better system. But the problem with government is that they're governments.
Well, Steve, I don't know if you know Stephen Montgomery for Lockerbie. He's got a couple of hotels. Like, he's the kind of representative.
I've seen the boy, aye. He's done well, that boy.
He's originally for Northern Ireland. He's a cracking boy, and he said his horns tied. He's been arguing with the government about different restrictions for us, because he's spacing his pub out and then trial runs and sending it to them, but they're not interested. I know. Nah.
It must be difficult to make decisions that everybody's going to be pleased. I think the problem in Scotland is coming up in an election. I think it's more about electioneering than it is about anything else now.
No.
Anyway, Lindsay, now that you've spoiled this, can we talk about something a wee bit happier?
No, well, what I was going to say was, when now you're moving on to that, so for all your regulars coming back, I know, Stan, a lot of them haven't been able to get in with the weather and different things, but when they do come back, what restrictions have you got in place for them returning back into the pub? What do they need to know before they come back?
Bring money.
You'll need
and bring your money.
What we've got in place for opening in a few weeks' time is obviously track and trace as you get in the door, going to the toilet and getting running in a normal manner, coming out the toilet. I've not got a big pub, as you know, but we need to try and work it some way
like a one-way system type thing.
Aye. And if we can keep the doors open, which they're telling you today, to get plenty of ventilation in, don't go to the bar. It'll be table service. And if you're going to the toilet, wear your mask and take temperatures.
Take that's very similar for yourself then,
It is
Jane?
totally, you've been in our place, Stan, it was easy enough to adjust one door for entry, one door for exit, also an entry-exit door to the beer garden. But I find it a bit difficult. Put your mask on, you're constantly multitasking.
Trying to watch what everybody's doing, or who's sitting where.
You really do need eyes in the back of your head.
Is it the same for yous, Wilma? Would it be the same restrictions-wise, or?
No, it's not, thank goodness. We don't have to take the temperatures, but we can do it if we want. And we did it for a couple of weeks, but it just didn't work. But we have to make sure there is 1.5 meters between each table. We're only allowed 30% inside the bar, 100% outside, as long as they're 1.5 meters between each table. They have to go outside from the beer garden to smoke, and as soon as they stand up, they have to wear the mask. Now, really, they should be wearing the masks if they're just sitting there talking. Because you should only take the mask off if they're eating or drinking. And we have to close it, at 10 o'clock. And this is how ridiculous it is. We can close at 10 o'clock, but the curfew is 10 o'clock. People have to be home by 10 o'clock. So we're really supposed to stop serving them at 9 o'clock. But listen, I've been shut all this time and following everything. If they want a drink at 5 to 10, they can have one, as long as they're out the bar for 10. And... because the Spanish government have been very, very strict, and because they're after fines, that's what they're after. So we just have to comply. But it's all about masks, timings and measurements.
Okay, dog. We do want everybody to stay safe, obviously, but some of the things are just a bit crazy. Definitely. Right, so what's everyone got planned for Trophy Day? Robert, I'll come to you. Do you have anything planned for the pubs?
Yeah, I'm going to put my phone off because I've no tickets left and I'm fed up answering the phone. That's what I'm going to do.
Is it that bad, really?
It's no bad. It's the exact opposite. But it's annoying when you've got boys that's came to your pub for years and years and you can't give them a space. It's embarrassing, to be actually honest with you. And you get people phoning you. I mean, a guy phoned me the other night. Messages on our pub Facebook, whatever it was. I'm a pal of such and such ex-player and Robert Marshall. So my daughter phones me and says, "Where's this guy?" I have no idea. Then we had people offering us £100 a ticket to get in. I said aye, but my daughter said no.
No.
I said, you can't do that. What you do is we'll give the tickets to everybody that were regulars on. I see Alec McCallum posting, and Alex, one of the lads that's coming.
Right.
And Ricky Neal, he's another one. He's a usual one. You never get rid of him. So we've tried to look after the punters that always come in the pub. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people coming in. And it's embarrassing. We really don't like doing that because we've built our reputation on being friendly, on being fast service, on our free pies or whatever. So you want to look after other punters.
I think people want to be near Ibrox in Flag Day, and you're in the ideal position there. I'm in a good position where I've got the rooms up above, Robert. So my rooms are fully booked that weekend because everybody's wanting to be there.
Course,
and they'll probably I'm only 25 minutes to train. They'll jump the train, they'll go to Govan, and they'll spend their time and they'll come back. So I think Rangers bars wise, although it's only outside, I think it'll be happy days for us all.
Stan, that's why I will afford stewards on the door and I'm not going near it.
Well,
how can you tell people you've known all your life you can't get in?
I know.
That would be really difficult to do that.
Especially if somebody like me, because I'm quite loud or whatever you want to call it, quite outgoing. And you always try to help people, don't you? Yeah. But I mean, I'll probably not be there. I'll probably be at George Square getting to jail or something. I don't know. I've waited 10 years for this.
Just a thing you touched on there. I mean, what you're talking about there, I mean, with the social distance in the pub, that's what I was thinking about there. I mean, I've got old guys in the pub here at 78. I've got two old guys come in. One's 87 and one's 86. How do you tell them to put a mask on and go into the toilet?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Did they actually still go to the toilet?
Well, no a lot. They're good lads, and you know what I mean. You're saying yourself, but one's out, Willie Black there. He's still a season ticket holder at Ibrox, and the other Bill Davy Campbell was a season ticket when he was fit to go. And you're looking at the guys and you're saying, I'm going to check him to tell him to put a mask on to go to the toilet.
I know, it's hard, isn't it?
He's fought in wars and everything. And
I remember I made an old guy in Duke Street when Duke Street had a proper Rangers pub. And Jimmy Patterson was the guy's name, and he was actually at the 1928 Scottish Cup final, and he could remember every detail about it. So the TV came in one day, and the guy thought I was kidding him on. They interviewed him. Oh, Jimmy, he did nervous, but it was brilliant. I love old guys like that because they've been going to see Rangers before we even knew about them, and they're still going. And I love all that. I love all the Rangers fans that do that. I really do.
That's great. I mean, I don't know if you knew, but I've done a book, right?
I did. I got the advertising thing through.
Right,
I thought they were going to ask me for money.
Just get 34 fans. You've got big Andy Smiling guys out there. And,
I noticed they never asked me, but I suppose that was a good choice.
And one of the old guys in the pub, Andy McBride's done one for Nuremberg in 1967. And see when he's telling the story about £24 for a flight and all that. And they all went to Glasgow to go and get the plane. They'd never been on a flight before, and then getting off the flight and landing in Germany. And it's amazing. Really, honestly.
Stan, when I was a young kid, I had to go and get a year's passport to go to to Barcelona, and I'm sure this will embarrass my kids, but we got the money off the Provi.
That's what we done now. They'll not remember that. And from a Christmas.
And I know he doesn't hide it. Big Andy Smile was the same. In fact, the whole of the East End was the same. I'm sure that's how the Provi made millions, right? And you went there, and it was the first time the planes. You see, first time I was at Scotland was to go and see Rangers Newcastle. That was the first. Then I was only playing and it was honestly it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And what I remember most about it, and it's not even about the football, was opening the door of the plane and how warm it was. I'd never felt heat like that. There's millions of stories like that.
See if you see some of the old photos of Barcelona.
Oh, I know.
You see them getting out the plane, the Rangers fans. I don't know if you've ever seen it, and they've got suits on.
That's right.
Shirts and ties,
That's right.
big heavy jumpers, and they must have just opened the door and went,
I know, but people who are young now, who travel everywhere to see Rangers in Europe, do not understand how difficult it was in the days to go to these places.
Oh, aye.
Now, I mentioned a lad earlier that used to run the Bristol bus with Big Andy Smiley, Jack Clark. Jack was in Nuremberg, you know what I mean? And he says it was unbelievable. He says, honestly, it's like I felt as if I was invading the place rather than going to see a game. But I love hearing old stories for the old guys. I really do.
Can't beat them. Definitely.
Well, have you got anything planned over there for Trophy Day? Have you got anything
we're going
organised?
to have a biggest party. We're organising it in the Orange Tree for now because what we're finding is people are coming over to the Orange Tree. And if they can't get over here, we'll try and help them to get here, or else we send them to the Tartan Bar, because he's a big Rangers fan at the Tartan Bar, and he'll welcome them. But we've got big balloon archways, everything. If there's enough people in Benidorm, I will open the Ibrox. But last time it was open was a Rangers Celtic match 3 times ago, and I don't want to put doorman on. I had a doorman on, and I couldn't sit and relax. Because we never do that to our customers, have doorman on, saying, sit, you're not allowed in, sit down. I couldn't relax, and saying, get your mask on and go to the toilet, because I got fined 4,800 in July. So I had to be very, very careful. I don't want to go, I want to enjoy the day, because as Robert said, we've been waiting all these years for this. So I want to enjoy it. So I'm going to have a big party at the Orange Tree. That's my plans currently. Things could change. Who knows?
Sounds good, but it could change. What about yourself, Jane? Have you got anything organised?
Still in the pipeline. Obviously, myself and Billy, the owner, we've been talking about it, but absolutely. I mean, your beer garden is quite small, but we'll do our absolute damnedest to have the best party ever.
I'm sure everyone will, yeah.
Absolutely. And
Be a
I'll
good
be
day.
telling the staff it's comfy shoe day. It's like an old firm day. Comfy shoe day.
Brilliant.
Rab, one of the questions I wanted to ask you, like what's it normally like on match days in the Louden? Now, I have experienced it a couple of times myself, but that's not like every week. What's it like most weeks?
It's obviously very busy, but see, honestly, it's not a difficult pub to run. It's not. We do have 18 doormen, even though legally we don't need any doormen.
Well, I was going to actually ask you about that staffing and stuff, so what's that?
Well, the thing is, we've got 7 entrances. So for people to feel safe, and they see doormen, they feel safe. Mm-hmm. And there's never, to be touch wood, whatever, we've never had any problems. And it's good, great atmosphere. I mean, it is, it's like, well, you've been in, yourself. It's a great atmosphere. We have a really good set of punters that come all the time, people from Fife, Inverness, Edinburgh, even Glasgow. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got them from everywhere. And it's great. It really is we sort of run it in 2 sections. My wife, Alice, she takes care of the staff and all that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And I sort of take care of the doormen and go around.
Well, you mingle about.
Go around and bore everybody.
So do you think it'll ever get back to the way it was?
Not to July. Of course it will. Listen, see, once this is finished,
I hope so.
All the pubs will be fine. The crowds will be in at Ibrox. Everybody will be happy, and it'll be 56. You know
so you're staying positive. That's the main thing.
I'm not just saying it to be flippant, but I genuinely do believe that people are desperate to go to Ibrox. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're all sitting here, but I'm sure we're all desperate to go to Ibrox. Now, we've got 47,500 season ticket holders. Do you think they're all going to say, oh, see this virus, I'm just going to stay in house now?
I know.
No chance.
Nah.
Honestly, everything will be fine. And then I've got the new Edmonton House to open next year, which will be good for the fans because they'll be able to take their kids in, which is something that we don't allow.
Right.
They'll be able to take their kids in. So you've got all the lads that are travelling from far afield, like north of Scotland, England, Ulster, come over. They'll be able to go and get their kids, get something to eat, and enjoy the day out, rather than,
That's
as Stan says, it's freezing cold here. They've got their kids and they're hiding under the stands. We have a bovril for the wee snack bar. So I think it'll be great. I think Rangers, to be fair, I think the board have been magnificent. I do. I think they've been magnificent. I think they've been. There must have been times when they thought to themselves, "We're just throwing money down a bad hole here." You know what I mean? And yet it's came through, and I think the board have been brilliant. I think give them another 3 or 4 years, and I think you'll be amazed at the difference in about Ibrox Stadium.
I don't know. Well, you're near it, near Ibrox, but you just need to look at the improvements they're making. But I mean, I remember getting into which is one of the best places, as you know, is getting into the member suite. I had a ticket in there for a right few years, and getting in there, and they had a tape along the carpet. They hadn't washed the windies. Truly, and honestly, for years they hadn't had the windy cleaning, and it was just deteriorating. See, when you get in now, they've done up the Thornton suite, they've done up the member suite, they've got new chairs in, they've got new suites in, and see every time you can see them improving all the time, which they didn't have.
I think to be fair, Stan, we've got Rangers fans who are now in the board.
Oh, aye.
Rather than
100%.
I don't want to use any word, but they weren't Rangers fans, real Rangers fans.
Oh, no.
I think we have real Rangers fans who now run the club, and I think Stevie Wonder can see the difference. You know what I mean?
and I think you've got to take your hat off to Dave King. He came in there, and a lot of people went, "Oh, he'd been here before," and what's his agenda? And the guy's went away and left the club, and he's a hero. He should be thought about for that. He saved us, and he's brought us back.
Of course he should. He done extremely well. You know, you've got people like him, the Park family. Dougie Park, obviously. Then you've got John Bennett, George Latham, George Taylor,
Barry Scott, Hong Kong, Barry.
You know what I mean?
We've just had Andy Gorham just posting up there. I don't know if you just seen it there. Great show. Hi Andy, how you doing? It's good to see him commenting on the show.
Andy, you listen to this. Who's working your Twitter?
Andy, get your backside back in the bull, pal. I've got a red wine waiting for you.
Oh, there you go.
Tonic as well.
You're a bit too late.
He was in mine on his way.
He was in mine on Monday. he was in the Stonefield Monday.
Andy, in all seriousness, mate, it's nice to hear from you. I've not seen you for a while.
Right, I did have a specific question to ask you. Rab as well, yes, right, and it's a nice.
Am I getting paid for this?
If I'm not, you're not. Right, so
don't call me or not.
when Rangers won the league, right, and obviously there was all these celebrations in George Square. A lot of the damage was done to the benches, which we all know about and we heard about. So I have heard that you set up the GoFundMe page.
Actually, this is a bit of fallacy.
Right, okay.
It was actually my daughter and my son that
your
set it
daughter
up.
And your son.
But they had to put a name in, and they phoned me and said, "What do you think?" I said, "It's a great idea. Go ahead and do it." Obviously, the two of them been brought up the right way, hadn't they? So they funded it, and we found out 10 minutes later another lad had done it.
Right.
He'd done it before us.
Okay.
So my daughter got in contact with the boy, and what we done is we have to bill.
Okay.
And my daughter had, I can't remember the charity of the week.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. How did that come about? Was it the Anthony
Nolan?
Yep, I've got that Anthony Nolan charity.
My daughter Melissa had read a thing about a wee boy needing a transplant or something.
With stem cells or something.
Yeah. And you know, anybody that reads something like that, your heart's go to me. It is. So she says to me, Dad's all right if I nominate them rather than one of the normal charities that we all go for. I said 100%. A charity's a charity, isn't it? Yeah. Especially if it's kids involved. Well, maybe because I've got kids. I think anybody with kids would understand that point of view.
Yeah.
So that's why we done. And I'm not sure how much they
got.
I think it was about £7.5 grand.
No, I did kind of research it. I did research it. So I've got here it was like £10,410, and that was split between Glasgow. That was split between Glasgow City Council and the Anthony Nolan.
Yes.
The charity that I'll just read this out what I'd researched. So it's the charity that makes life-saving connections between patients in need and strangers ready to donate their stem cells. So that's why you picked that charity then, because of that wee boy. And
I do know that the amount of names they got on their list shot up quite dramatically. So really the credit, although I got all the credit, should have been to Melissa and Greg, to be honest with you. But listen, see if it helps any kids at all. I think it's worthwhile doing. You know what I mean? And I should say as well, for all the nonsense that was written about the Glasgow City Council, they were nothing but professional to us. They were very helpful.
I spoke to you about that, Rob.
You did, Stan, because we wanted to do something that we couldn't do because of the rules.
Yep.
We wanted to get another bench for a particular boy, the boy that died in the, was it a golfer? Was it?
Aye.
And because of the specific rules, we weren't allowed to do it.
You weren't allowed to. Well, we are going to put the link up for anybody who'd like to register to donate to that charity. We're going to put that up after the show. If you're interested, you can go on and you can donate as well.
It costs them £40 for everybody that puts their name on the register. So that's what they need the money for. So anybody out there who's under 30, I think it is, get your name done. You might save a life.
Yeah, fantastic.
Amazing.
Yep.
Well done.
So, right, folks, I'm just going to move on a wee bit. It's coming on to 7:30, so we're like kind of halfway through your show now. So now's the time you have all been waiting for. We're going to announce our fantastic prize giveaway in partnership with all our sponsors. So we're going to announce that just now for you.
81 Power Drink. Proud sponsors of Glasgow Rangers Football Club. We are not just an energy drink, we are lifestyle. Take the power. '81 Power Drink. Take the power.
Right, folks, so a random winner has been picked just by 81. So I've got a text message here through from Graham at 81, who was on our show a couple of weeks ago. And he was just doing the draw. So the text that's come through is, the winner is Joanne Duncan. She is the winner of the prize. And I have to actually laugh out loud here because it's my wee sister. So there's no point in me even trying to hide that fact because everybody knows she's my wee sister. And I promise you it wasn't a fix because 81 picked it, not me. But I did give her a wee hint. I did say, look, if you've bought your drinks, tag them in the post, show them you're promoting them, let them see, you know, their products getting shown about on social media. And that's exactly what she done. And I know that 81 did comment on her Facebook page saying you had to have a nice weekend and everything.
You Lindsay's.
So if anybody, they don't know that, so if anybody wants to go on and check her Facebook, you're more than welcome. But Joanne, well done, hen. I'm glad you've won it. I'm glad you've won it. So.
And Your Honour, that is the case for the defence.
I should have done a wee drum roll there. I forgot to do that part.
What would be better just saying is sometimes these people that run the raffles win them themselves.
Well, I was going to say get in contact with the show and I'll arrange to get your prizes to you, but I think that's pretty obvious I'll be able to do that. And it is my wee nephew's birthday tomorrow as well, so that's a nice wee...
I saved you a present,
That saved a present, maybe. She'll be laughing at me now. So, folks, if you would like to see more giveaways on the show, all you have to do is subscribe, like, share and comment across all our social media platforms. And the more interaction that we get on the show, the more prizes we'll get donated, the more prizes we'll be able to give away to you all. If you're all enjoying the show, just subscribe to everything that we're doing. So that's fab. So we'll move on now. I'm so happy. Oh, God. Right, okay, where was I? I'm actually totally lost now with that. Right, let me see, where was I? Right, so...
you were going to do the prize raffle?
No, I've done the prize raffle. I want to come to the Ibrox bar in Benidorm again. That's what I wanted to do. So my Stan was saying to me that you've had quite a lot of Rangers legends and stuff visit the bar, including Gaza and Fernando. What were they like?
Well, Fernando, it was very good, but very sad too. Because everybody wanted to support him. And we were lucky enough to have his 40th birthday in the Ibrox. And he was absolutely brilliant. Although he was ill, he was absolutely brilliant with everybody. He made sure everyone got the picture taken with him. The family was there. They interacted with everybody as well. And Stan was there for his party. And so was Nancy Louden. And you know what? We had a ball. We raised a lot of money for Fernando. And we had his party there 2 years running. And we raised money for him. And on the third year, he was too ill. He couldn't come. But his wife
Yeah.
came, and a wee girl, Isabella, and we raised a bit of money on the night as well. But we're so honoured for him to be there.
Yeah, that was it was a fantastic weekend. Actually,
It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The fans love him. Gaza was different kettle of fish. He was brilliant. Don't get me wrong. He got a shock when I took his hand and pulled him through the crowd. He did not expect it to be like that, and he was a bit scared, I think, because everybody around the stage. He's Gaza. We got what we paid for. He did again make sure he got his photograph taken with everybody, and he was good. But Fernando was the one, and I've had older players there as well. I've had Alec McDonald, who's a very good friend, and was so sad that he lost his wife, Chrissy. Quinton Young. He was, it's not so famous, but it was lovely to have him and Alec there at the same time. And, people got a photo opportunity with those two together. And also had Andy Gorham there as well, who done a good job for us as well. Kept all the, everyone happy. Drinking his red wine. And he used to have a jug of one of my cocktails for his breakfast every morning. But we're very honoured that we do have them in the bar, and I love seeing them. And we were going to bring more over, Stan, weren't we, in May? And
yes, we were,
the COVID hit us, and we couldn't do it. But that's what the people want. I like to treat them every year. Even Derek Parlane, we had Derek Parlane. What a gentleman. What a good-looking man for his age as well.
Don't tell him that, Wilma. Jeez, don't tell him that.
But, the people absolutely loved him. And, we're just so honoured that they will come to our bar and, treat the players, the customers, and they don't come over as gods. They want to entertain, and they're very happy to get the pictures taken. And let's hope we can carry on with that.
I know. Well, just while you were on Fernando's 40th birthday there, I was actually myself that was asked to come along to sing at that birthday party that night. It was Vincent de Vries that had asked me if I could do the booking. And he phoned me to ask me if I could do it, but I couldn't because I had a booking in Irvine that I've done for the last 5 years in the Crown in Irvine, so I would never let them down, So he was really disappointed, to be fair, because he did actually ask for me himself, so that was like quite an honour. I was really honoured with that, Fernando, to sing at his 40th birthday in Benidorm. So I was quite honoured at that.
I had to sing for you.
It's so hard to get people that do loyalist music in Benidorm. It'd have been fantastic if you could have come, but we do put you on quite a lot on the Ibrox, so you're not there physically.
There you go.
So, put you on YouTube, put you on the big screen. It's fantastic. And it'd be nice if we could get you over there sometime. But
maybe sometime.
There anyway. But we couldn't do the loyalist. Thank God Stan was there with
the Rangers.
Wilma,
Rangers.
You're saying about Derek Parlane, he's a very good looking man for his age. And I know that for a fact because he told me.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
just a wee bite.
we
were.
He loves himself. He does. He's a great lad, but honestly,
we were actually the first one to do. We were actually the first ones to do 2 nights for Fernando, and we done one a year later, and the deterioration was sad. It really was. It was sad. Lovely guy. I mean, see the first night he was there. I think it's fair to say he was a bit of a screwball. You know what I mean? I think he had lived his whole life like that. But he was such a nice, pleasant, well-mannered person, which surprised me considering the reputation that he had.
Mm-hmm.
So...
He was absolutely
Jane,
humble.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he is. And I used to crack him up because I'm one of the ones that will go, right, we're going here and we're going there. And see, because of that illness, I didn't understand. He couldn't understand that.
No.
He had to get himself, he got up in the morning getting ready. And it's no fair, but
I seen
honestly,
the TV programme.
Because we're going somewhere. And he had to go through a routine to get ready and all that. And I see the laughs we had, and he would just shake his head at me, and I'm running about, pacing about. I want to be on the go all the time, just some stuff.
It's a real shame, isn't it? For anybody that suffers with that illness.
It's heartbreaking.
So, because he was a football player, they got a PR out of it, didn't they?
Aye.
I mean, the rugby player in England,
He's
the
struggling
same.
and all, you know.
It's a shame.
Aye.
It's a real shame. That's when you appreciate your own problems, because they're very little, aren't they?
Aye.
In the real world, there are not a lot of problems.
No.
I just want to come to Jane a wee bit. I know I've just been told it's the pub's 40th anniversary this year. Congratulations, that's
so
excellent.
Excited. Can I also
Yep.
say Billy Cowan, the owner, who's had it for 40 years this year, as you know him, Stan, he's actually celebrating his 70th birthday this year as well. So between 40, 70,
And
55,
There you go.
I don't think we're going to have a roof left. I really don't.
No, definitely
Oh,
not.
brilliant.
No,
So
that's excellent.
excited. So
He doesn't look that
Fantastic.
age, does he?
He actually doesn't look his age.
He doesn't, no.
He's quite able. Actually, his age is a bit of a tender point. We don't really.
know-
Actually, I don't know him. I'm just trying to boost him up here to get my turn.
You know something? I'm not wanting to say too much, but I remember getting in there for a drink before he had it. So I'm not wanting to give my age away, but
Stan,
honestly,
what age are you?
they actually used to have a band hut out the back, and the Newton Truth Defenders used to practice out there,
Did you go in when that was a
and you weren't allowed to
up in
swear.
the stair?
You weren't allowed to swear.
I wouldn't
Sammy,
bother us.
Get in
Nobody
and you swore,
swears
you
in
get
the
put
pub
back
anyway.
out. Honestly, I'm not kidding.
Old Sammy.
It was very,
Oh,
very
I've
strict.
met that
Honestly,
man.
honestly.
Have you
And,
planned anything for your 40th? Like anything?
We're going to be planning something soon.
Right, so you've not got anything going, planning right now. You're just
I
going
need to speak to Billy's other half.
Right.
Good lady first. I'm meeting up with her on Sunday. So, yep, hopefully.
One of the other questions I was going to ask you, because I've not really spoke about the Black Bull much, but see just where you've been on the main street, do you get any competition for any other of your local Rangers bars?
Do you know what? Cambuslang, there's loads of pubs and clubs and stuff like that, but we're all quite unique in our own individual ways. Any other pub comes and asks for help? Absolutely. You know, I get brought up, look after your neighbours, you never know when you're going to need them, and I would expect the same back in return.
Of course.
You know, but as I say, we're all unique, we're all individual. You know, and we support each other.
Do you have any like Rangers buses leave from the pub?
Yep, we do, at least from the whole park, and then it picks up down at the Bull as well.
Oh, that's fantastic then.
yeah.
There you go. Brilliant.
We don't have a home bus.
No. Do you have an away bus?
We have a supporters club, and they all go in sort of cars and all that. Aye, so it's quite a few. I think there's about 60 on that or something. Oh.
Decent amount.
Aye, that's decent.
They're all false names just to get extra tickets.
I think nowadays it's quite hard ticket wise going away for him to.
I think so, Stan. I stopped going to away games years ago, so I don't really get involved in
When
that.
I ran the bus years ago, we used to crack me up. You maybe had an away game against Aberdeen, and they would give you 8 tickets. And then we would play St Mirren on a Wednesday night, and they would give you 40.
I know.
You're inside the grunt trying to sell the tickets.
See, you're talking there about no swearing. See, when I was a kid, we used to go on a bus called the Ramsey Rangers supporters bus, which is well away. One of the guys died in the Ibrox disaster, and it sort of fell away after that. And one of the rules I always remember, I was only a kid, but if anybody swore, they'd shout out Rule 6. And it was about 3 years before I realised that Rule 6 was no swearing on the bus. I never knew what rules. And it just shows you how much things have changed.
Aye.
You know what I mean? And we used to always go, well, we were the Bristol bus at the time, and we would pick up boys for Bathgate and one of the, Steps.
Aye.
We would share a bus to go to away games. So this fallacy about the buses have always been stowed for years and years is a fallacy.
No.
Because we used to always have to share buses just to go to the games.
Oh, you'll remember yourself. I remember going to Aberdeen, and it was 5 hours in the days in the bus. You stayed overnight in Aberdeen. And see, in the days...
That was my holiday.
See, in the days you were welcome. But I mean, going away up as a teenager in the bus, and you stayed overnight, and in the morning all the older guys would go away down and get the fish for the fish market before you went home and all that. And all the pubs had you... And then you get back to the early 80s, and you go up to Aberdeen, and they don't want you in the pubs.
That was fair.
And they're herding... But they're herding you onto the bus, and you're away, and they don't want you in the pubs. But in the days when you travelled away for him, you were welcome.
We went to the bus, used to leave at 1 in the morning, just what you're saying, and we would all go to dancing. So you're 14, you were 18, 19, everybody went to dancing. Can't remember the dance, it was right at the shore.
The Metro.
No, I probably went to the young one, you probably went to the older one. And you just say, everybody going with each other. There was no hassles at all. And you had to walk back down to the harbour to get the buses because that's down Market Street again.
That's right.
And now they go up, they treat you as if you're an escaped prisoner.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't give them the money.
A lot of places are the same. I'm the same as you. That's how I kind of stopped going to away games, and that was the reason, because you don't feel welcome travelling to some of the away games now.
See, about 2 years ago, we played them on a Tuesday night, the end of the season, league was done, there was nothing in it, so tickets were plenty. So I says to Greg, well, I'll come with you. So we went up, and I said, just park there, at a cracking spot right next to the motors, and so came out, usual ticket in the window, right? So we're right next to the ground, but it was a great parking space. So we go out the motor, and the Polish, about 20 Polish at the end of the game, and they're all standing looking for a reaction because all the other cars are away and yours is the only one sitting there with a ticket on it. And I went, I've not been here since 1987, since Graham Souness won the league here. I says to me, we were treated badly. I knew I'm up here, 30 quid, and I've got 20 Polish watch my motor. This is different class, isn't it? They've seen the funny side.
Stan, I've always wanted to ask you this, right, because obviously you have booked me a few times for the Rangers Legends functions and stuff, but I've never asked you this. Who is your all-time favourite Rangers player?
I thought you were going to say singer there.
No, that's you better have said me, that's for sure.
That's a hard one, by the way.
I thought it might have been. Put you on the spot here.
Make it easier, you can have three.
You have, believe it or not, and I would say in the late 70s, I loved Alec MacDonald in the middle of the park. And then I've got to say, my wee pal Ian Durrant after he fought out with me. But no, Ian Durrant, absolutely. I loved my midfield players, Trevor Steven, but Alec MacDonald, for a guy that it was just a local to Ibrox and came through the junior setup and came to Rangers and was such a success. Alec MacDonald for me, definitely.
Fantastic. Now I know that. That's good. Did you see my picture I had put up before me with his cup winners?
Aye,
medal.
I did,
that was the real one before he lost it in Benidorm. As far as I know. What about you, William? Wilma?
Oh God, that when he lost that medal, that was unreal. I've got a wee story to tell you about that. He came. No,
just tell us your favourite player. We're running out of time.
It's all right. Keep going.
Right, and he had it. And he always wore his shirt undone, and it says, "Alec, you shouldn't go around like that, showing that medal. Somebody's going to steal that." He went away up. He was going up to check out an apartment block that the Kirkintilloch club was going to book, and he went away up there. And when he was up that hill, they just took it off his neck, and he ran like mad after them. You couldn't catch them. Came down to the bar. I phoned the police, and the police. I told them, because you know how the Spanish love the football, very passionate. Told them about this medal, how important it is. We had about 50 police come down to the Ibrox bar, and they did everything to find it, but they ain't going to get one. Them gypsies got it. And all we had for him to wear, because he lost his shirt, was a pink shirt from the Chinese shop, and he wore that. But he came back, next time he came, and he had it signed by all the Rangers players, this old pink shirt from the Chinese shop. And, I'm so glad he got another one, because he absolutely loved that. He'd take it off for people to touch and get the picture taken. He wore it day and night.
Oh.
But
and you were able to get one back.
I got
so
one.
Who's your favourite player? That's what I'm waiting.
My favourite player? Alec MacDonald as well. We Doddy.
Yes.
We Doddy.
Because you stole his medal.
I did have it on the neck just before it got stolen.
Go on, Rab, what about you?
Well, my son's called Greg, so Derek Johnson. John Greg all day long. No even a second thought. I'm not saying he's the most skillful player, because Greg will tell you himself, he thinks it was Baxter, and I don't think any older people would argue with that. But yeah, it was Rangers, you know what I mean? He's Rangers through and through, and to this day he's still Rangers through and through. No, I love the guy. I still love him. I know a lot of people, he's not listening, a lot of people think he's a crab at all get, but he's actually really, really funny. He's just got a dry sense of humour.
Very.
You know what I mean? Aye, and he's a lovely guy, and I couldn't have picked a better player to call my son after, so...
There you go. What about you, Jane? I won't leave you out.
Oh, David Cooper. Absolutely, my hero. He's what I grew up with. You know, he's just
Davy was brought
absolute.
up next to Blantyre, as you know. But that's how he was called the Moody Blue. If you wanted to see Davy Cooper to get an autograph when we were younger, he got him in the bookies. You know what I mean? That's what he wanted to do, you know. And, he was brilliant.
I only ever met the boy once, and I had my two nephews over at Ibrox for a tour, and Stan Anderson, old coach.
I mean Stan very well, aye. He was a Burnbank man too.
Aye, that's right. I'd arranged it through James Mortimer. Stan was his pal, and I took my two nephews over, and he said, who's your favourite player in the tour? I'm Davy Cooper. And Stan's went, oh my God. I said, what? He says, see if he's not in the mood, he'll not even talk to them. You know what I mean? So he comes through the door and he says, Davy, two boys your favourite, any chance of signing autograph? And he took them round the tourist cell. Right, he done everything for him, and Stan says to me out the door, you know, he only done that to make me look a liar, you know that, didn't he? Stan used to run him in every day to work because he never had a driving licence. I'd like to have known him because I think he'd have been a very interesting boy. You know what I mean?
I mean, he was brought up in Burnbank next to Blantyre, but they were blessed with players for a wee tune. You had Jock Stein,
Bobby Shearer.
and Bobby Shearer
was up
Jock
Hamilton,
Stein, Jim Bett.
Aye.
They were all. That's where my dad was brought up.
Stan, you've met loads of players, same as myself. Who's the one you were felt overawed with? That's him. Aye, overawed. Who's the one you thought, my God, this is so and so I'm talking to?
Graham Souness.
I might be as well.
See, before you do that, that's what I was just about to say, right? Because I've got this as well to ask you, right? So Stan was telling me that you're very good friends with Graham Souness, is that?
Listen, he always drops my name. I'm just an acquaintance. Right? I do know Graham quite well. Aye.
You do, just quite
well.
Quite well.
Listen, you never know people like that really well. You know what I mean? They've got their own circle, haven't they? And although you're friendly with them, you're never going to get invited to their daughter's weddings or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to say that he's quite friendly with me. Aye.
Stan, remember the time that we had Graham Souness in Blackpool?
He phoned me the next day.
Honestly, I'll tell you, Lindsay, I must have interviewed, and I'm not just saying this, maybe about 60 different Rangers players, maybe more than that, right? And done some of them maybe 8, 9 times.
Aye.
And I went in that night, and no, what made it worse, I was drinking with the goalie in the afternoon, and he kept saying to me, you're doing a show tonight, I'll be all right. And then I went back to try and get an hour's sleep, I couldn't sleep. And then I met him, and I started getting all nervous, and I'm never like that. So when we sat on the stage, Lindsay went up and sang a couple of songs, we got our dinner, went up on the stage, and they had 3 seats, and he's sitting in the middle, and I'm there, and me, Gerard's sitting behind him. So when I'm interviewing him, Gerard's behind him making faces and all that, right? And I started sweating. And I came out with one of the most stupidest questions you could. It was something like, when did you bring Walter Smith up for Manchester? And he went, what? I said, he brought him up, that was a great stroke, and he took the mic off me and he went, Stan, you're not doing too well here. He goes, do you want me to interview you? Because this isn't happening, right? And I'm not kidding, I melted. And it got worse after that, but everybody's laughing. So it was good on the show because they're laughing at me right enough, but I come off and I went, oh my God, and he came here and he shook my hand, he came here and shook my hand after it, and he said, that's the best interview I've done. He goes, that was brilliant, and I went, aye for you.
He just actually took over the whole that kind of night, didn't he? He actually ended up just...
Well, do you know, I'd been pestering him for 20 years to do a Q&A, right? He never done them. And I think he thought I was a stalker or something at the end up. So, it was, cut a long story short, he arranged to do it. So, as he got, I says to him, look, I'm a wee bit zany, I like a laugh and all that. He said, oh, I've been told, say what you want. I said, you sure? He says, aye. So I said, before I introduce my guest, and he's got cars. He said, oh, what's the matter? I said, this guy played in Liverpool, you know, like they're for stealing hubcaps. And he was absolutely brilliant about it. He really, really was. And I sort of kept in touch. I've done about 5 or 6 nights from the... In fact, it was John Patterson that asked me to get him for Blackpool.
Aye, honestly.
And he phones me at 7 o'clock and he says to me, where am I going tonight? I said, Blackpool. He said, I'm in Blackpool, but where am I going? I said, I've not got a clue. I says, I'll phone John. So I phoned John and John told me where it was. And so I phoned him back. I says, Lang, yeah. And he phones me the next day. He says, you got a pal called Stan. I said, oh, it depends what you're going to say. Right? And he says, mate, I remember you won the league at Kilmarnock. And he said, and I said, no, I won it at Pittodrie the first time. No, it was at Kilmarnock. I was there.
Honestly, and
I says, was he steaming? He says, aye. That's it.
And honestly, it wasn't even the fact I had a drink, because I'd stopped drinking a couple of hours. I just was that there, and Vigilante wasn't helping me. Vigilante, we were sitting getting our dinner, and Vigilante saying to him, "What did you knock me out that day at training for?" And he's like, "You not made me. What you want me to do?" And I'm going, "Oh my God, here." I said, and
he loves Durant, doesn't he?
Oh, he does.
He absolutely loves Durant.
She even talking to Durant after we were all staying in the hotel after it, and we had a couple of beers, and obviously Souness was there, and we had a blether and that, and the two of them got on great. But see, a lot of Rangers fans, they think because of the hassle they all had as soon as when they were boys at Rangers that they don't go on, and Derek Ferguson's the same, and Coisty's the same.
They all love him.
They love him. And I think Souness was just trying to teach them a day what he done. He was trying to get them to eat right, and he was trying to. I mind Coisty telling us the story at Tynecastle. They beat 1-0 at half time, and they've come into the dressing room, and they're all sitting, and they've opened all their cans of juice, and their cartons of with water and juice and that, and they're all sitting with all their cups. So they're drinking away, and as soon as boots the door open, he's a rubbish. This isn't happening, and he's bawling and he's shouting and all that. And he gets a hold of the cups, and he's going, "Spankman, you tuck in. Walters, you stay out wide. Coisty, you come in for the ball," and he's moving the cups about. And Coisty went, "Is this a cup game?" And he went, "See you're not even playing the second half. I'll strangle you." And that was, he couldn't handle that, because he was a serious manager, and he was trying to teach that into them, but they were just full of fun.
Somebody asked him how much money in total he'd find McCoist. He says, "See, if I tell you the truth, I had him in my office about 30 times. And every time was the same. He told a story, and before it finished, I was buckled.
Aye,
just told
and
me.
he just walked by.
He said, I never ever find him a penny, not a penny. But we like yourselves, Stan. We've had great, Souness, John Gregg. I feel as if I've got to bow when I say John Gregg. Walter Smith, Alan McLeish, Davy Weir, the Dutch boys. They're all fantastic boys. They really are. They're so nice.
They're all to the club.
They're all great. And for people listening, this isn't a name dropping thing. Stan knows what I'm talking about. He's done millions of them. It's so good when you're comfortable with them, innit? And
you know yourself, right? See, say guys like Arthur Newman, Big George, Amoruso, and guys like that. See, when you talk to them, they can't understand how that I'll phone them up and say, "Come here and do a gig in Glasgow," and there's 400 still there.
I know.
Arthur Newman says, "I can walk down the street. I'm a Holland international football player, and I walk down the street and nobody says hello to me."
Hello.
He says, because see, once you leave a club in Holland, you forgot. You forgot.
Mm-hmm. He once says to me, if they'd sell in 2 Holland superstars, they couldn't sell 10 tickets for a pub.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I find that amazing.
When I took the Rangers legends out to play in Hong Kong, you had Man United's there and Chelsea's there, Ajax, who had an absolutely fantastic team. And you're in the dressing room saying, "Right, let's get all ready for this game." And you walk down the tunnel and you can see Michael Moles and Arthur Newman and that, and the Dutch boys. And they're playing that. We played Ajax in the final, and it was all Rangers fans singing.
I know,
and they're like, "What's happening here? We're in Hong Kong, and there's 2,000 Rangers fans here. You're in Hong Kong." It's just, and I think that's how they took as much to the club, Robert. Because
Newman absolutely. So does Alberts. But what I'd like to say before we run out of time, I think the Rangers fans have been absolutely astonishing. See, since 2012.
100%.
It's been absolutely astonishing. I mean, Ricky's sitting out there, and he'll tell you we went through a torrid time for a section of the Rangers fans when we done Rangers first, but we done it for the right reasons, and people eventually realised that we weren't the enemy within. We were just trying to help the whole support. But the Rangers support have been unbelievable.
Brilliant.
40 and 50,000 in the fourth league of Scottish football. You need to be insane to go and I should say I was at every game, but in the home games.
I'm the same myself.
You're just a fan. You can't turn it off. And, and as I said earlier, the directors have come in and we've eventually got the right directors. And I hope that the fans, in fact, I don't need to say I hope, I know the fans will all give them their full backing. And see, for somebody like myself, who's totally, my whole business is focused on Rangers fans. It's amazing the feeling you get when you see them. Honestly, it's amazing. There's so many nice guys I've met all the years, and lasses all the years in the Louden. It's honestly, see if you could just bottle the atmosphere. I would never need to work a game in my life,
No, no.
honestly.
No, it's great.
They're fantastic. I hope I'm not coming across as some sort of bum licker here, but honestly, I have so much admiration for the fans, it's unbelievable.
Well, I can remember walking down the street when we were playing teams like Brecon and all that, and you're walking down and you're walking down to the pub and guys are meeting you in the main street. Who's playing the day stand? And I'm like,
Don't know.
I don't even know. And I can remember Sandy Jardine telling us, I think it was the first or the second game at Ibrox, and it was somebody like Brecon. It was a wee, one of the
They were all wee teams.
the bottom division teams, and the directors phoned them, and they were like, no, they phoned the directors of the club, and they said, listen, by the way, said, you've only took 4 tickets for the director's box. And the boy went, aye. He says, there's no need more than that. He went, how many we allowed? He went, we can take up to 20. Oh, well, he's 20. They just didn't know.
Aye.
You know, and
a lot of the teams did say how well Rangers had treated them.
they were great to them.
All the way through.
They
So
were
that was good.
great to them.
Aye.
And it must have been some experience for the wee clubs with Rangers coming there. I know it was hard work for us going and but it must have been absolutely brilliant.
I remember moving in just before we got cheated and put down the leagues, and we were cheated and put down the leagues. The guy behind us, he talked about racing and everything during the football. He used to get right on my nerves, so he did. And he says, well, he's coming next year. Of course we're coming. Oh, I'm not paying money to see Peterhead. I'm not paying money to see Peterhead. I'm paying money to see Rangers. So I couldn't care if they're playing Shells and Juniors.
I'm the same as you,
And I
Robert,
think I was very seldom, I was not alone. There was 40-odd thousand of us, you know what I mean? And I think nobody will ever be able to repeat this story in football. Nobody.
No.
You know what I mean?
And I think if you look at the way the media reacted to us in the divisions, even down south, on Sky Sports and things like that, talking, how's this club bringing? And I think it brought us up because people were looking, they're saying, they've got 47,000 people against Albion Rovers.
Do you know the one that sticks in my mind? Selling out Hampden to play Queen's Park.
Yeah, aye. And a cup game, I know.
Well, these other teams can't sell out a cup final.
No.
Right, guys, listen, right, so it's coming up to Bank Holiday weekend.
Oh, you taking us away?
Yes. Big game ahead. What are you thinking?
We've done 55, and I got asked on here the last time I was on when we played Celtic, said it's a hard game, blah blah blah. But I think we've got the wee kind of crosshair them now. I think we'll win.
You think we'll win?
Aye, I think now they're looking at us saying we can't beat them.
Give us a score.
2-0 Rangers.
Rab.
I don't think Celtic's a very good team. I think we're a very good team, not playing too well, but so I think if we play well, I think we could put 4 or 5 by them, and I'm not kidding. But I'll settle for one, an own goal in the last minute. That would do me.
Yep.
But I think the players, after going out the cup the way they did, will be looking for a sort of get the fans back on side.
Jane?
So,
3-1. 3-1.
And Wilma?
I think we're looking to give them a bloody nose. I think maybe 4-0. Let's
Oh,
go
well
for
done,
it.
Wilma.
Stay
I
positive.
said 3-1 the last game, but I think I'll go
are
with...
you right?
No.
So what are you bringing up for?
I think I'll go with 2-1 this time.
I don't think my
It's the same.
director's going to be too happy with you.
2-1, I think. That's it. Right, folks. I think we're past the 8 o'clock mark now.
That's his fault.
I didn't say that, Rab. That wasn't me that said that.
I didn't think it was a fault.
Right, folks. Thanks very much.
Lindsay,
Oh,
can I
right,
just
Stan, on you
say
go.
a wee thing before we finish.
Yep, Stan.
I'm looking at some of the things. That was a nice comment with Gorham saying I'm saying Gorham, the goalie saying there that it was a brilliant night in Blackpool. It's good to see guys like that on the show, but I'm looking up here and we're all looking at different things here, and there are a couple of bad comments.
I can't see it.
a couple of bad comments come up here for different bar sites. And see, honestly, we're all Rangers pubs.
That's it.
We're all here to help each other. See, if you want us to go into your show, we're going to your show. Because we're all Rangers fans and we've got bars. There shouldn't be any jealousy or any bad comments coming onto the show.
I know.
Because
I
we'll
can
support
never
any show.
understand that. Honestly, I really
We'll
don't.
support any show that's coming up. And there's no malice with anybody that's
Nah.
here. We want to promote bars here for Rangers fans, and that's what we want to do, and we want to keep it that way. So if you've got any comments and you don't like the show, don't watch it. This is for Bars for Rangers, and that's what we're doing.
I always say to people as well, if they have a complaint about anything in the pub, nobody force you to come in.
Exactly. So, I mean,
Yeah.
on a personal point of view for me, if I'm got a podcast and I'm not happy, it's been on or I don't like the people that's on it, I don't go on it.
But
I don't go on and make a
that's the
bad
first
comment.
podcast I've ever done. I've quite enjoyed it.
It's good.
It'd be
Robert.
better if we had a professional running it, but I mean, it's been pretty good.
Oh, you wait till these cameras go off.
I know, but the whole point is, if a professional was running it, their sister wouldn't have won the prize.
Oh, she would have. Right, that's it. We're getting Graham on the show in 2 weeks. Listen, I've got a screenshot. I can prove it, and it's going right up. It's going right on my Facebook. So it is after this show. So it is.
Oh, brilliant.
Are you related to Boris Johnson by any chance?
Right, I'm finishing. That's us, folks. Thanks for joining us here tonight in your Bars for Gers podcast. It's been a pleasure once again. Just to announce, due to Rangers playing Livingston on Wednesday the 12th of May, will not be on. However, do tune in again on Tuesday the 11th of May, where we will have guests from the Gallant Pioneer in Blackpool, which, by the way, I can't wait to see and hear all about the renovation work they've been doing there. I know the guys have been working really hard. We've also got London Rangers Supporters Club coming on the show, and we've got a few other guests as well, because it's a special occasion.
Yeah, I think we've
show.
got the Bluebell Bar in Tenerife
As well.
Yeah.
There we go. So if you've enjoyed the show tonight, guys, you can get involved by subscribing to our YouTube channel, liking our Twitter and our Facebook page from the description and the link, just to be kept up to date with all that's coming soon. And keep your eyes peeled as well on Saturday for another big announcement that we've got planned. So big eyes, big announcement. Here we go. Also remember to take advantage of your 81 power drink, getting 10% off using your discount code BARS4GERS. So thanks very much to Wilma, Rab, Jane and Stan for joining us here tonight on the show. From myself and Stan at Bars for Gers, good night.
81 Power Drink. Proud sponsors of Glasgow Rangers Football Club. We are not just an energy drink, we are lifestyle. Take the power. 81 Power Drink. Take the power.